I have a place where I put this right beside my bed. It's always there. This, when I travel, this might be the only thing I take with me. Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. Today we are talking about power stations. I have an array of power stations, and I talk about power stations a lot because having power on the road when you're a nomad, it's really very important. We all, we're all tied into the world through the internet, through our phones, through our, we need fans, we need appliances. There's all kinds of things that we want to have in our life to have our most comfortable, highest quality of life. And so you just got to have power. The one I recommend the most is usually the 2000 watters. And I think they're the most practical balance for most of us. So we talk about that a lot. And occasionally we talk about the really huge ones. If you're in a bigger RV or an off-grid cabin, off-grid living. But we rarely talk about the little tiny power stations. You see behind me my Subaru Forester. I live in the Subaru Forester, and then I'm in a little trailer that I keep in Quartzsite, Arizona, and the Subaru Forester, of course. The same power station that will work in a RV will not work in my Subaru Forester. If you're in a car or an SUV or minivan even, the great big power stations can fit, but the smaller, the better. And there's also a lot of you out there, kind of like myself, who want to have a pretty minimal life, including power. You want to have minimal power needs. You don't want to be tied to solar or plugging in or anything else. So this video is for you. Those of you with a minimum power needs and a minimum amount of space. Now, to be totally upfront, I have a Bluetti Elite 200 V in my car. It's 2000 watt hours, and I'm really happy with it because I run a microwave and I run a fridge. A lot of you, and those things take up a huge amount of space. Those three things in a Subaru Forester take up a huge amount of space. I look at some of these things and I get jealous. I think of how much space I could gain if I went to one of these. So that's your question. How much space are you willing to give up for the luxuries of life? A microwave and a fridge and a big power station to run it. And for a lot of you, the answer is not much, or I can't afford it. All I can afford is a car, and I'm not putting any of those things in my car. So this video is for you. Now I have here what is a pretty standard, this is 25,000 milliamp hour. It's made by a company named Ugreen. I've actually owned a couple of these and have been very, very happy with them. It only has 3 ports. It has 2 USB-Cs, and one of them is 140 watts power delivery, PD. That's what you want. But it's only 25,000 watts, and there's no cigarette lighter output. There's no 110 volt inverter. There's no solar input. So this is very limited. It can be charged off of USB-C, so I can plug it into my car while I'm driving. But what if you need more than that? This one has a little, you can't see it, but it has a little screen, and that tells me the percentage. It'll tell me how fast it's charging, and gives me a fair amount of information. So you're paying a little more, and I've been really happy with the Ugreen name. I highly recommend this. For $75, I think it's a really good deal. But these small ones in front of me are all just about 288 watt hours or 90,000 milliamp hours. This is 25,000 milliamp hours. It would take 4 of these, just about 4, a little bit less, to equal any one of these. Well, you go and buy 4 of these, and that's $75 on sale. Full price is $100. If I bought 4 of these to equal any one of these, then I'm going to pay $400. And none of these are $400. Also, you get a lot more for your money with one of these per battery watt hour. Why would anyone consider this? It's tiny. If you don't have any space to spare, that size is really, really, really important. So let's talk about these 3 I have in front of me. This is the Bluetti EB3A. It's been out for almost 3 years now. I remember when it came out, I thought, this is the best machine I've ever seen. And here it is, 3 years later. The industry has leaped forward, and it's still competitive. This is the latest mid-size, small-end EcoFlow. This is the EcoFlow River 3 Plus. Really nice machine. And you can see they're all pretty small. If I turn this one on its end, it's about the same size as this, and a little, and these, you can turn them on their side, they don't care. You can see it's a good sized machine. Here we have the Anker SOLIX C300 AC, and this is the Anker SOLIX C300 DC. This is DC, this is AC. And this is 288 watt hours, 288 watt hours, 288 watt hours, 268 watt hours. This is 10 pounds. Each of these are 10 pounds. This is, I think, about 10 pounds. This is much smaller and lighter. This has a 600 watt inverter. This has a 600 watt inverter. This only has a 300 watt inverter. This does not have any inverter. This machine and this machine are exactly the same, pretty much in every way, except this does not have an inverter in it. So no AC power coming in or out. Now, each of these, of course, will be charged by solar. That's the big difference between all of these and this. This cannot be charged by solar. The Bluetti will take 200 watts of solar. The EcoFlow will take 220 watts of solar. This will only take 100 watts of solar, and this one will only take 100 watts of solar. Now, these three all have an XT60 port. That's become the universal port. That's what you're really looking for. And they'll all take an XT60. These will take 200 watt panels. This will take up to 220 watt panels. This has an 8 millimeter, which is being 3 years old. That was the norm 3 years ago. So these two come out way ahead because they can take a lot more solar and they're going to charge a lot faster. These two, on the other hand, will both charge off of a USB port. So in other words, when your car's running and you plug in a USB adapter into the cigarette lighter port up to 100 watts, if you buy a good one that'll put out PD, both of these will charge right off of, at 100 watts, up to 100 watts, right off of your car cigarette lighter port. Neither of these will charge off the cigarette lighter port. So really, these two are a really grown-up battery bank. That's what they are. Of all of them, only the Bluetti EB3A has a wireless charging. You just set your phone on here and it'll start charging it. It's 15 watts. Small, it's a very good size. If you see if I can turn it over and put it on its side. The EcoFlow has good numbers. One of the big advantages to the EcoFlow is that you can directly connect it to another battery. You can add batteries on. And so that's nice. The EB3A Bluetti also has an extra battery you can buy. However, my advice to you is don't buy extra batteries. That's just foolishness, I think. First off, the battery will cost more than the whole unit. So why not just buy another whole unit and get just as big a battery? And you get everything else. The battery is only going to come with a battery. Maybe it'll have a port, a USB port on it and nothing else. I bought this I paid my money for all of these. I bought this just to show you so you would have a good, fair comparison. Why should you not buy this? Okay, it has one port up here and 3 USBs and the cigarette lighter plug, but no inlets. There's no inlets on the front. All the inlets are on the back. And so in the back here, you have your XT60, you have your electric AC plug-in, and you have 2 110 outlets. Well, that's great because this has a 600 watt inverter. You can really power a lot of things. But now I've got stuff going in and out of here. If I'm charging in any way, shape, or form, I've got something going in here. And I have to see the front because this is the display and all the controls. So where can I put this that I can get access to all of the functions? Half of them are back here. Being able to charge is essential. That's really important. Being able to see the monitor and control it is essential. Where do I store this? It's ridiculous. And EcoFlow does it, I think, with nearly all of their devices. And it's terrible. You know, the whole thing in a tiny space of that car is good, easy access and being able to stuff this in any corner that I can. That means I can't because I've got cords hanging out of both ends. The EB3A is a fantastic unit. So that leaves me with the 2 Anker SOLIX. Now then the only question is, for the size, man, you can find some place in your car to stuff this thing. And well, a big thing to me is I have a lot of devices, and at the end of every night, I want to charge overnight a whole bunch of devices. This only has 3 USB outlets, 2 C's and one A. And that's not enough. I need to charge more things than that. At night when I go to bed, I want to plug everything in and have everything charged when I wake up. This is the king of all of these. It has 4 USB-Cs. 2 of them are 140s, which means they're charging fast, really fast. And then 2 of the C's are just regular C's. And then it has 2 USB-A's. And I have bought a bunch of stuff that charges slow, so I can have both. I can have all 6 of these going. I don't think I've ever had all 6, but I routinely have 4 or 5 of them plugged in at night when I go to bed because I want to wake up with everything charged. And then I've got the XT60, so I can just plug it into these solar in the morning, charge it with a 100-watt little folding 100-watt solar panel. I have a 120-watt solar panel that will charge it at the full 100 watts. And that is really, really a good thing. And you can also charge it by USB-C. So, for example, I could put this in my backpack. I could put in my devices in a little backpack. I could take them into McDonald's. I could plug this into the USB-C, and it would be charging it at 100 watts. And before long, not very long, it's only a 288 watt-hour battery. If it's 0, it's charging it in 3 hours. It has this little light that comes on, and it's a lantern, and it's okay. It's not a huge amount of light, but it's okay. It helps a lot. If you're in your car, it will work just fine. So I love this thing. In fact, when I travel, this might be the only thing I take with me. Remember, I have a 2,000 watt power station in there, a Bluetti Elite 200. So I don't need a lot of power, but I don't want to have all my things charging off of that. I want this to be right beside my bed. I have a place where I put this right beside my bed. It's always there. So one of my devices runs out, I just reach over, plug it in, and start charging. And that works super, super well for me. And it will pass through, of course. So if I have it plugged into the big Bluetti, it will never go low. It will just pass through and be charged off of the big Bluetti as I'm using it. So I think of this as a power bank on enormous steroids. So this I love. If you need solar charging and you need to be able to charge it off of your 110 watt outlet, we talked about going into McDonald's. Well, this will charge at about 200 and 250 watts. So if I go into McDonald's, I can plug this in, and unless it's completely dead, I can have it charged in an hour. Okay, let me show you really quick this little solar panel, Anker SOLIX solar panel that comes with this as a kit, or you can buy it just separately. So this is the little solar panel that you can buy from Anker. Anker makes great products. I go out of my way to buy Anker products, and these two have been just as fantastic, including the solar panel. This is a 60-watt panel, and look how small this is. And of course, you can buy a 100-watt panel, folding panels all day, every day. They're really cheap, and there's super abundance of them. But look at the size of this. If you're in a car, you've got space for this. I've been very happy with this. Super high quality. Everything Anker makes is super high quality. And it folds out, and it's just like that. XT60 with it. You can lay this on your hood. You can lay this on your windshield, and you can get tilted and have, be getting 60 watts of solar while you're sitting almost anywhere. That's the bottom line. I think this is probably the smallest, lightest, cheapest way you can get into solar that will genuinely meet quite a lot of your needs. You're not going to run a microwave off this. You're not going to run a 12-volt fridge off this. It's just not. It's just too small. But if you set your sights just the next level below that, I think this will meet your needs, and it's reasonably cheap, very high quality, highly reliable. The Bluetti EB3A is the oldest, and therefore it's, of all of them, it's the cheapest and best price right now. Right now, it's on sale for $179. That is really a good price. You get a lot of machine for $179. It's still a great machine. You do get wireless charging, which you don't get with any of these others. I don't know why they stopped doing that. The EcoFlow, with all of its flaws, is $299 full price. Right now, it's on sale for $239. Again, because of the front and the back ports, I wouldn't buy it, but it is a very good unit. The Anker SOLIX AC is the full price is $299, and right now it's $239. So it's these two are exactly the same. And then over here you have the runt of the litter. It doesn't do all the things the others do, but it's very small, very light, fits anywhere, and it's also the cheapest. It's $199 full price. It's $100 less full price than any of the others. And right now it's on sale for $179. The EB3A is also 179. Weirdly enough, both of these right now are on sale for 179, and you would see all the advantages to the EB3A. It's got the inverter. So size, look at the size comparison. You know, there's just no issue with the size. It's just tiny compared to any of these. You just are getting a very small unit. But to my mind, this is my choice. This will go with me. I'm heading out in about a week on my summer travels. I'll be gone for probably 6 months. And this is the one that is definitely going with me. I just love the size and the convenience. There you go. You make your decision. Which one fits for you? Or do you want to go up to one of the big ones and buy a bigger unit and get more power? All your choice. All I want you to have is the information to make the best choice for you so you don't throw away your money. So I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button. If you have friends and family that need to know about the nomadic life, if they're struggling financially, if they're just bored and barely surviving in their life and they want some excitement, tell them all about this channel and we'll get them squared away and on the road in their highest possible quality of life. And I'll see you down the road.